So we start recording, yeah? Cool, thanks. So guys, everybody, hello again. Just raise your hand who is only English speaking here, not Russian speaking. Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you some stuff only for you, I think. Sorry. We're still waiting some people, maybe they're gonna join us. And we start a small workshop session. To be honest, I had a lot of public speeches, but really I don't like it. I mean, it's so nervous, etc. But I think in the topic of networking and how to build relationships, I've done maybe 50 times, maybe Zoom call or public speaking event on 100 people maybe or more. So I think you can just wake up me in the night and ask to tell me about networking, and I will tell you like for 30 minutes with no stop, because that's kind of very common topic for me. So I think we're gonna start now. Yep, hi, you can join. So for sure, as we make a record of this video, I will tell you in English language because we're gonna use this content later on. And the topic of our today conversation is how to build your dream team using networking, how to make your inner circle, the best fit for you. So we're gonna talk about this. I give some theory, and then I believe we can just introduce each other. If you don't mind, after my speech, you can take mic and say a few words about yourself. Maybe it will be your first public speaking time, yeah, on second, or in English, probably first for many of us, yeah? Because we're gonna talk in English today. So, what about networking? And I think we're gonna start. For those who don't know me, I wanted to introduce. My name is Pavel Higai. I'm 36 years old. Yes, I'm looking a little bit younger, I believe. And for last 12 years, I'm in IT industry. I had a startup for 7 years, and I sold it. Had a first exit in 2017. Then I started traveling, lived in USA almost for 1 year, lived also at Bali for 1 year, and I think like I'm digital nomad for sure. And in US I worked in VC firm. We invested in US startups, and I'm still founder. I mean, I'm not a VC because VC mindset is a little bit different other to founder mindset, and I'm a founder, definitely. I love to help other founders, and I think for last maybe 5 years, I helped maybe 6,000 people. That's kind of weird stuff for me, because it's like a game, you know? Have you played maybe in Counter-Strike or StarCraft in your childhood or when you was a teenager? The networking became the same stuff for me as well. I love to help people, and that is creating my social capital and helping other people. Playing it's like a game. I understood some rules or some theory, and today I'm gonna share with you about this theory. For sure, I think you know that your environment or your circles is saying who are you. I mean, usually your income is the average income of 10 person. You communicate more. And even if you take, for example, sport, if your circle don't have, sport exercises, I suppose that you are not as well. You also, drink alcohol, smoke shisha as your friends. And talking about with other founders or specialists from tech, I understand that you need to work with your circle just to change your life. If you're faced with some ceilings, you should work with your environment or entourage or referent group. Just changing it, you can change your life. But it's a little bit difficult because most of the people think that networking is something when you go to the conference, you have a lot of business cards, you come to each other and give you a business card and saying, let's add in LinkedIn and we'll talk, in Zoom. Maybe I will try to sell you something. So probably you shouldn't, add me in LinkedIn because it's kind of weird networking. And I believe in another kind of networking, and we even created a new term for that. We say emotional networking. I mean, not formal networking, but emotional. When you talk with other person, at first you just try to feel what do you think about this person. Do you like it? Do you have some connection with him or her? And if you have an emotions, that's kind of an emotional networking. And we believe if you start emotional networking, everything go different, everything. And if you are here, probably you are interested in networking, and I think you should think about one important question. Do you choose your environment, or these people have chosen you? And that's very important because a lot of average person, they don't choose their environment. They just still communicating with their classmates, work colleagues, old friends. And for sure, if you want to change something in your life, you should change your environment. That's, the main thing you should, take from this workshop today, I believe. And if you decide to change your environment, I will give you some small theory about circles. Here is 3 types of circles. Which one? The first one is inner. It's the most closest friends you have. Usually, each of us have kind of his own criteria for this inner circle. For me, for example, it's if my close friend will call me in the night and ask to give him all money I have, I wouldn't think a second. I will take my money and will go where he said. That's my inner circle. That's my father, mother, sister, my close friends, my close colleagues. I wouldn't think about why, what happened. I just do what they asked. And that's kind of my inner circle. Maybe you have your own criteria, and this inner circle really creates you. I mean, all the habits, all the metrics this inner circle have, just reflect on yourself. And to change your inner circle, like in a sales funnel, you should work with second circle and third. Second circle, in this theory, which I've learned from a workshop from my mentor in networking. He's Alexander Kravtsov. He wrote few books about networking. He's saying that second circle is somebody who are you communicating at least one time per week. Usually it's your colleagues, usually it's, relatives, maybe some not very close friends, and probably you like them, but still there's some, point why they're not in your inner circle. That's kind of your second circle. And the third circle is about persons who you're communicating at least one time per year. So that's somebody who knows you, you know him. It's not, like your colleague whom you worked 15 years ago. If you write him on Facebook, he probably would ask, who are you? I mean, probably. And third circle is somebody who knows you. And probably you, saying happy birthday for him, or, keeping in touch with him, and that's kind of third circle. So, in this theory, just to bring the person in inner circle, you should have at least 10 persons in second circle, and probably 100 persons in third. That's kind of sales funnel. So, if you want to change your inner circle, you should make a lot of networking. Just to go to different events, meetups, to make networking through LinkedIn or social networks. And if you have quantity, one time it becomes quality. I mean, your inner circle gonna change. And that's why this discipline became, for me, like a game. because when I have 1,000 connection where I helped a lot of people, probably I would find at least 10 person which gonna go in my inner circle, and probably one of them become my co-founder, investors, or very close friend. And I think I have a great inner circle. I love it. I mean, this great relationship and this social capital give me a lot of opportunities and a lot of power. And I really appreciate if you choose the same way, because it's really changing your life. So it's kind of first part of the salary. Then we're gonna do few not very obvious things. We're gonna divide our circles on a higher level and lower. Usually it's some criteria for you. For us, if you are a businessman, usually it's money or social status. I mean, if somebody has more money than you, it's higher level. If somebody has less money than you, it's lower level. And the second thing, we're gonna divide this on a personal part of life and business part of life. I mean, here is your friend, relatives, family, etc. And here is your business partners, counterparties, colleagues, etc. And the last thing we're gonna do is not standard, but it's blowed my mind, I know, 7 years ago. We're gonna divide it on the segments, which are this, and start to make terms for that. The first segment is mentor. That's somebody who are higher levels than you, and both in your personal life and in your business. It's a person who can mentor you, who can give you an advice, who can change your life because he is much higher than you. And probably, if you found some mentor, it's not like an exclusive relationships. You can ask him to introduce you to another mentor, which will be the partner for him. I mean, that's very important thought, that mentor is the important part of your life. And if you find the right mentor, probably you can go to another level. That's very important thought. I would love you go take from this workshop. The second segment is partners. That's somebody from your business life. Maybe that's a partner or co-founders in your business. Maybe it's like counterparties, clients, or suppliers. That's somebody who you have business with, and if the mentor can show you a roadmap, can advise you on your life strategy. Partners, it's your resources, social resources, with whom you can start changing your life. And if you have not so much partners, it's very difficult to start, business, to start any entrepreneur, to become an entrepreneur, because you don't have enough resources to achieve the business goal. And that's why important to make a lot of connections with different people. That could be your clients, suppliers. And probably, if you have a business with some person for 5 years, and he is very good, loyal, and he came from the third circle to second, probably you should have a short list of such persons with whom you're gonna start new business. I always communicating a lot, have a short list of persons with whom I would love to start a business. And you know what? In a period, maybe 1.5 year, I will definitely start with the project with them. 6 months ago, I started a new startup, and all my co-founders are from this list, and most of them waited for more than 1 year because I was waiting for the idea just to invite them to build, a new startup. So that's kind of partners. The third segment is followers. That's somebody who are your mentee. You mentor them, and that's kind of your human resource reserves. You can use these guys or girls to start a business, to delegate them a lot of different stuff just to make your business, go right, go well. And followers usually is the most simple way how you can find new people, because if you know your competencies, if you know who are you just can text in a group and say, hey guys, I can help you with networking. If you want to have a call or breakfast, let's go for it. And it's very easy. The conversion is the highest. I mean, helping others is the best way to find new connections. And other people who is asking an advice about networking, they ask me, how can I find the mentor? What is his motivation? Should I pay him? He's so, rich, very important. Why should he come to me and help me? And what I'm answering them? I'm answering them, start to mentor by yourself. Find a mentee. And then understand with whom you like to working and why. And usually they answer, when I started working with mentee, there's so much energy. There's so much energy from these young people. There's so much new ideas. And it's so grateful for me to work with them. And I'm saying the same stuff for the mentor you are looking for. The same stuff. Absolutely the same stuff. And that's how it works. When you start mentor others, you understand why your mentor is working with you. That's very important for everybody. And the fourth segment I would like to share with you is your personal life, and that's kind of your friends, maybe partner, maybe family. And a lot of us who is working a lot, workaholic, who is building his or her startup, we work so much that we usually don't have time for our personal life. And that's a huge mistake. Because when you burn out, you need, the place where you can take a rest. You need to have like an emotional cave where you can come and, to become stronger. And that's why you need your personal life. Because if you don't have people here, and usually this exercise could be done by yourself, and it's named like networking audit. You should write the number in which segment, in which circle. And usually when my friends done this exercise and they don't have personal life people, there's no question why can they burn out and then go into depression. For sure. I mean, if you don't have your personal life resources, you don't have such kind of social capital, and then you're gonna burn out, and things can go the worst and the worst. That's why personal life is so important. And don't forget about this. Okay? Do you have any questions, by the way, for now? Alexander. Yeah. Usually in Russian language, but still I can send you, this one stuff as well. Okay, guys. Any questions? So let's go for the last part of our workshop. I want to give you life hacks which you can use in your life just to make networking, more simple for you, simpler.
I have question.
Okay, sure.
For example, if you have like big problem, for example, go to the jail. For example, if you go problem. For example, if you have a big problem, for example, you are like for example drug dealer, for example, and go to the jail. So nobody in your inner cycle will help you too. So what do you mean about inner cycle like this when you have a big problem?
There's kind of mic for questions. For me, if you don't have close friends who gonna help you in such kind of problems, probably you are not good in building relationships. I mean, if you invested a lot of your time, efforts, resources in building relationships with the right people, probably that the bond with them will be so, good, so important for them that they're gonna help you in any situation. Even if you go to jail, even if you have problems, even if you killed somebody. I think I was at the workshop with Kostya Dzu. Kostya Dzu is a boxer from Kazakhstan, and he had a joke, like not a joke, maybe like a theory that the real friend is somebody who you're gonna call in the middle of the night and say, I have 2 dead bodies in my car. Would you rather come to help me? And then you check is it real friends or no? I mean, that's kind of joke from Kostya Dzu. And I believe it works. I think that my close friends will help me in any situation because I invested a lot of time in building relationships with them. Okay? Yeah, maybe that's not kind of right answer, but that's my answer. Okay? So just a few short advices on networking I have for you. The first one, think about networking as a long-term goal. I mean, what is short-time oriented networking? Is when somebody comes to me and say, hey, Pasha, Pavel, I know that you're good in networking. Can you find clients for me? Or find an investor for me? Or find, somebody who's going to help me here and now? And what I'm answering, I don't know you. How can I help you? You don't have a reputation. I don't know you. You don't have social capital, and you asking me for a short-term help. What is working much more? I believe that when you give an advice to anybody, that's don't cost for you nothing, just only your time, 30 minutes, and that kind of your investments in long term. Because if I give you a good advice, and it will change your life a little bit, probably in 6 months or 1 year or 6 years, I'm gonna come to you and ask for a favor, and if I had a good impact for you, and you have like an emotional impact on yourself, then you're gonna help me because that's how it works. That's how works social capital. If you help somebody, he has an emotion. When I call him in 6 months, he will remember these emotions and he gonna help me at least socially. I don't mean that he will give me money, but social capital is the best way to trade it, to buy another social capital, to ask him to introduce you to somebody, to give you an advice, etc. And that's why long-term orientation is so important. And if you think about short-term, it's kind of formal networking. It's not about, it's about conferences, it's about sales, it's about funnels, not like relationships. And I'm not good in sales or business development. I'm good in soft skills, how to be nice, for example. Because what I believe is if you are not nice, you have low conversion on getting help back. Because you could be right. You can say to any person, you're doing bullshit, A lot of people doing bullshit. But if you do it like with empathy, you're giving a feedback, you are nice, that's what people gonna remember. And to be nice, it's not, for me, it's kind of job, In Russia, we say that being a good person is not a job, but I believe that's kind of job. And for sure, you should go to your psychotherapist, to your coach, go to different trainings just to make your personal growth, and then, you become nice. And that's how it works for me. So the second or third advice for you, look for super networkers. That's somebody who has 5,000 friends on Facebook, That's how you can, find him or her. And this person usually absolutely understands what's networking about. And he understands that he should help you because he has long-term orientation. It's not about your friend from the school who has 100 friends and you're asking him for help and he say, what the fuck, why should I help you? Better to go to the person who understands what networking is. He understands why helping other people is very important, and you should find this person and make the connection with them, trying to help them. Because if you help them, then you can use their social capital. That's how it works. Another thing I advise my friends is to manage your personal CRM. When you have a lot of connections, probably you'll forget with whom you talked 2 weeks ago. just use, for example, we use Notion. Notion is a very powerful tool which can allow you to build your own CRM, very flexible. You can put different tags, you can put different, objects there when you have a meeting, maybe comments for them, maybe thoughts about next steps communicating with this person. And if you have hundreds of connections, I really advise you to make your personal CRM and use it at least, maybe one time per month. For example, I use Google Calendar, and in Google Calendar I put all my meetings, different colors. If it was like new meeting with a person I didn't know, it's like purple. If it's work meeting, it's like blue. And then I can go to my calendar 1 month ago and just review how many connections I had this month. And then I go to my CRM and change, status, make, follow-ups for other, etc. That's how it works. So probably if you start manage your personal CRM, you can use the previous segmentation, mentors, followers. That's very useful. I think it really works. So another advice, keep profiles on important people. For example, if you decided to find your mentor, and what I advise you, just create a short list of people who you like and who could be your mentor. It could be maybe 20 people, 30 people, maybe less. And before making connection with them, just do your homework. Go to Google, try to know which city this person was born. Probably it's the same city you've born. And that's kind of good match for you to start conversation with them. And making this research, making a small profile, it could be 1 page in your document. You can find a lot of very, very useful stuff which can help you to make the connection with them. That's why making profiles is so important, especially for those people who are you really interested to build a relationship with. From quantity to quality, I already talked to you. If you have the object or target to increase your inner circle or to change it, definitely you should start from quantity, and then probably in months it's gonna go to quality. And your inner circle gonna change. Find your mentorship. It's a very useful thing. I already talked about that. And the last thing, find your community. I think that's very important thing for you to optimize your time and efforts. Because what is the community? What the founder of community and its team is doing? Usually they filter people. For example, in our community, we have written values, and we have kind of interview for our community. And for those people who is not like matching our values, we don't take them. We don't take them. And if you go to any other community, not exactly our, you look for the values of the founder, you look for their website, what is written there, and if these values are matching with you, go to this community, because it's gonna make your life easier, much easier, because you can find the right people, probably with not conversion 100 to 1, probably 30 to 1. And I mean that how networking can be much more useful for you than doing it in Facebook or LinkedIn in a cold outreach, etc. So I think that was the last comment from me. And yeah, that's a photo from my sport training camp. That's my trainer Alexei, Anatoly, who is, Anatoly. And he is really, nature networker. Usually if you have a bicycle ride, he just come to everybody saying, hello, what's your name? Let's, do the training together. And I love him, that's why he's on this photo. So any questions for me? I think everybody want to smoke shisha and drink, yeah, Dina? So, thank you very much for your attention. Would we have a small break? Yeah. And then maybe if you wanna take a mic and have an introduction, we can give you such possibility. What do you think about that? Or you want to start make introduction? Okay?